Hello and welcome back. As I explained you in the previous video, we are going to start our super lab now. Our super lab name is Multi-Region Web Acceleration with High Availability using Global Accelerator. Here we have diagram of our map. We are going to set up exactly same lab. We have divided this particular super lab within 3 parts. And here I am going to start part 1. So let's start. In this particular part, we are going to set up 3 things. First of all, we are going to set up VPC. We are also going to set up subnets like public subnet, private subnets, and we are also going to set up Internet Gateway and NAT Gateway. As you know that we are going to set up multi-region lab, so we have to set up everything into the multiple region. For our lab, we are going to use AP South 1 means India and US East 1. So we are going to set up VPC right now. We have to set up our lab according to this diagram. You can download this diagram from the description of this video. I want you to download this, and whenever you are going to set up any components, please match this with your diagram. Okay? So first of all, I am going to my AWS console. Right now I am in Mumbai region, and as I want to set up VPC for my super lab, I am going to VPC. Here in your AWS, we have one default VPC. You can use this if you want to, but we are going to set up everything according to the AWS best practices. So we are going to set up public subnet and private subnet. So if you want to keep it, no need to worry about it. But if you will keep it, there is you have to create new one as well. So you will have multiple VPC and it will confuse you. So I don't want any confusion here. So I'm going to delete this default VPC. Of course, after completing this lab, you can clear all the VPC setting and then you can create default VPC again. So right now what I'm doing, I'm going to delete this VPC. I acknowledge this and I will create my own VPC. Right, so we are going to set up VPC right now, and keep this in mind. We have to set up everything according to the diagram provided here. So we are inside AP South 1. We will create one VPC with the following IP address range. We are going to use 192.168.100.0 series. For USA, we will use 200.0. Now, keep this in mind. Whatever we are going to set up here in India, we have to set up everything into the US as well. I am going to show you everything in India. You guys can create in India and US as well. I am not going to create, or I am not going to show you everything for India and US again, because the same process we have. Okay, so I will set up everything in India. Then you have to set up within India and US, right? So let's create VPC. Here I am going to verify name. Name is VPC India. So let's, and the IP address series we are going to use here is 192.168.100.0/24. You can use any series, but I'm using class C IP address series. We are always using private IP address series. We can use 10, we can use 172 or 16, but my favorite is 192.168 because we are always setting up a small network. So why should we are going to use like class A and B, in which we have lots of IP addresses. So I'm always using class C. Now here I created a VPC. Now as you see over here, we have to create 4 subnet. Here we have subnet 1, then we have subnet 2, then we have subnet 3, and we have subnet 4. So we have to create 4 subnets. Now to create this subnet, we have to divide IP address range, and for this you can use subnet Kelsey as well. But if you don't want to do this, here in the diagram I already provided you which IP address series you can use. But let me explain you how you can use IP address calculator. So go to Google, SolarWinds subnet calculator. You can go to this first website. Here you just need to provide IP address series, like we have 100.0, and number of subnets we want 4. So here it will provide us IP address series. You can use this XZ series for your VPC. So let's go to the subnet. So we have created VPC. Create a VPC in AP South 1 and another in US is 1. You have to create this in US as well. But I'm just creating in India. You have to create in both. Okay. Allocate CIDR range that I already provided. And now we are going to create public and private subnet. So let's go to the subnet. Right now I don't have any subnet. Okay. So what I'm going to click on create subnet. First of all, you need to select VPC. Selected. And now I'm going to give name. Let's say that public subnet 1A. Why I'm giving this name 1A? Because I'm selecting AP South 1A here. If I'm talking about CIDR range, you can copy this IP address range from here. Okay, and look at this. It is exactly same as diagram. Subnet underscore 1A 192.168.100.0/26. Now public subnet 1B. So let's copy this. Add subnet. Here it is public subnet 1B because we are going to create this into the AP South 1B. Here we are going to use 192.168.100.64, which is same as we have here. So let's paste it. Now add subnet. Now we need to create private subnet. So we are going to start with the same. Here we are going to give name private subnet 1A. Because it is 1A, we are creating into the 1A. And if you look at this IP series, we have to provide this one. Okay. And then finally 1B. And we are going to select 1B. And the final IP series we have is this one. Okay, created, and let's click on create subnet. So I just created these 4 subnets according to this diagram. Now I just provided name, right? These subnets are not public and private because we have to set up routing table. We have to set up internet gateway and NAT gateway in order to set up these subnets as a public and private. So what I am doing right now, I am going to set up root table first. So after creating subnet, you can go to the root table. In the root table, you will get one default root table. We call it main root table. Now what I am doing, I am going to name it RT for public. RT for private. Okay. You know, by default, all your subnets are actually associated with this particular root table. We just want to use this root table for private subnet. We have to create new root table for public subnet. So I'm going to click on create root table, creating new root table and giving name RT for public. If you don't know about this, if you are watching this video directly, we have our VPC series in which I already explained you what is root table, how you can create root table, what is public subnet, what is private subnet, how you can associate root table. So you can watch this series as well if you have not clear understanding about this. So right now I am assuming that you guys are already having idea because you already completed VPC series, right? So let's click on create root table. Now here I am in RT for public. Now this root table has been created, but we don't have any subnet associated with this. And as I explained you that we want to associate public subnet with this particular root table. So I'm going to select this root table, going to the subnet association, click on edit subnet association and choose your public subnet. Do not make mistake over here because if you will make mistake over here, there will be no error, but at the end you will be in trouble. Okay. So here I am going to choose public subnets. Yes. And save association. So here we have 2 root table, RT for private. Here we have by default both private subnets associated and RT for public, with which we have both public subnet associated. Now to provide internet connectivity, we have to click on internet gateways. Now here we have to add internet gateway. So go to the internet gateway, then click on create internet gateway. Now here I am going to give name IG. Once you create your internet gateway, you have to attach internet gateway with your VPC. So I'm going to click on attach to VPC, and as we have only one VPC, I'm going to attach this internet gateway with VPC India, and now it's attached. Because internet gateway is for public subnet, so what I'm going to do over here, after completing internet gateway task, I attach this, I'm going to the root table. Now here, I have to choose RT for public, then I have to go to the root table, here it is the roots, and I have to add root. I have to add default root, so 0.0.0, and I have to choose internet gateway that we have already created. Now save changes. So we already completed these things. Attach internet gateway to each VPC for a public subnet, modify the root table, and now we are going to add NAT gateway. Why we are going to set up NAT gateway? Because we want to provide outbound internet connectivity to the EC2 instance in a private subnet. If you will not add internet gateway, or if you forget to add internet gateway right now, okay, then when you will set up EC2 instance, it cannot able to install web server. And because of this, the status will be unhealthy. So keep this in mind. Do not forget to add NAT gateway here, because NAT gateway is actually going to provide outbound internet facility to the EC2 instance, because we are going to set up EC2 instance into the private subnet, so we have to provide them. Okay, so I'm going to sorry, I know that you want to watch full video, but full video is now not available on YouTube. If you want to watch full video, I want you to go to our website. When you will go to our website, you will find out our course 100 Days YouTube Challenge. I want you to enroll for this course by paying only 499 rupees for lifetime if you are from India. If you are from outside of India, you just need to pay $7 US. Once you will enroll to this course, you are going to get all full videos over there on our portal. You are also going to get certificate after completing the course, and we have just uploaded 120 videos. We are going to upload another 120 videos as well. So there will be total 240 videos. I hope we are going to meet inside the class. Thank you very much.